Hi, good evening. Welcome to episode 6 of Socially Connected. So, as you guys know, my name is Janessa Rivera, and I have a new but not so new guest because he has made a debut before. Guest, please introduce yourself.
My name is Daryl Plant. Most of the people they know who we have been engaged in this before. I'm the newly minted Director of Family Social Services here at Concilio.
Thank you for being my co-host, Daryl. So we're gonna have to spruce it up for episode 6 so we can make it to episode 16 and then 66 and then 666, right? So every month we have a theme, and this month our theme is National Parenting Awareness Month. And this is a big theme for us. We do so many things, right? So being the community hub, we have so many different programs in which we deal with youth and we gather with parents, but we also have programs under Daryl's department that specifically works with parents, right? So we have the parenting training program, we have foster parents, resource parents that we guide and we provide services to them. And just generally, as the community hub, whenever we have parents coming in from our after school program or summer program or our community access centers, we're constantly talking to parents. We're constantly being the referral and linkages for them, letting them know what's going on in the community, giving them flyers, trying to do parent engagement so that they can stay up on what's going on with the youth or going on with the resources in the area. So we thought it would be important for us to highlight this month as National Parenting Awareness Month. And we have 3 guests actually for today. So we have a guest from National Parenting Union, which will be our first guest. Her name is Maritza. And we also have 2 guests coming from the Department of Human Services that are specifically going to talk about the Quality Parenting Initiative. Okay, so we're going to bring on our very, very first guest, Maritza, and she is coming from the National Parenting Union. Hi, Maritza.
Hello, how are you? Thanks for having me.
Good. Thanks for being our first guest today. So, a lot of people may not know what the National Parenting Union is. So, can you tell us a little bit about who you guys are and what you guys do?
Okay. The National Parents Union is a union of parent advocates. We are from across the country. We represent almost every part of this country, including Puerto Rico, where we offer help to all of those parents that may feel at a loss with regards to getting any support in making sure that their child gets quality and equitable education. And we've seen that there's definitely been a divide uh, within all of our communities. Especially if you're black and brown and live in an urban community, you're not getting the same thing as a child that lives in the suburbs or a child that comes from an affluent family. So the National Parents Union was created to give families that voice.
So, is this free? Is there a membership? Do you have to pay for it?
It is absolutely free. Any parent that's interested in being part of the National Parents Union, they just have to go onto our website, www.nationalparentsunion.org. And it's a quick questionnaire. They're basically asking for demographics, your name, what part of the country you're from, what type of services did you need, whether you prefer information in English or in Spanish or any other language that you require. We're offering a lot of trainings, a lot of advocacy trainings. We also offered anything that was important to us. We have made it our mission to create a committee. Like, I am part of the voting committee, so anything that has to do with voting, we created a template. We have a campaign going on. Every family votes. So anyone that has needs information on how to be part of the voting process, whether it's at the federal level, state level, local level, even if it's a person that's interested in being part of their school's parent association, we can help them and guide them through that. Anyone that needs help with special education, we have awesome delegates that deal specifically with that. Anyone that feels that equal rights is a definite issue, especially in this time of hate crimes that unfortunately we're going through right now in this country. We have definitely been on the pulse of that. School reopening is happening across this country, but there is still a lot of areas in which it has not happened. Parents are tired. parents want their children to go back to school. So we've been supporting that cause as well, as long as it's been safe. We're also going to be having our second annual convening, which is going to be on Saturday, May 15th. It's going to be an invitation only. It's going to be a golden ticket. So if anyone is interested in getting a golden ticket from me, they can just reach out to me at maritza@npunion.org, and I'll be happy to send them one. If a person wants any information regarding National Parents Union, it's info@npunion.org. But we just want families to know that we're here for you. I mean, I'm the Pennsylvania delegate. We have a delegate in New York. We have a delegates in Massachusetts, New Jersey. We have delegates in Atlanta, in Oklahoma, in Kansas City, in California. Anywhere that there is that one of us are, even if we're not in your state, we'll find someone near you to help you out.
So you guys heard this here first, live and direct. Maritza has the golden ticket. So you guys need to hit her up so you can get your Willy Wonka golden ticket. So Maritza, I'm a parent, right?
Yes.
To 2 children during this crazy pandemic, and they've been online. March 1st, they went hybrid. Hallelujah, right?
Yes.
So explain to us what has been the difference in how busy have you guys been advocating during the pandemic? What have been some of the big concerns that have come up during this time for parents?
The biggest concerns, and me, you guys mentioned all the services that Concilio provides. We're also resource parents in our home. So when this pandemic first hit, my first concern is what's going to happen with all these children that can normally be seen by several adults, that several adults can put eyes on them on almost a daily basis just to assess how a child is doing. If with the shutdown going on, almost all of those eyes are gone. It is just basically the resource parent, and through this virtual medium, it's a caseworker might pop in and say, "Hey, I want to see the kids, or I want to see the child once a month." That's all they're required to do. If they happen to have another worker, it may be 2 sets of eyes. But for many months, where teachers who are also mandated reporters have been able to, physically see a child, we don't know everyone's home situation. A lot of families still don't have access to internet, so we haven't been able to see the kids. The truancy rates have gone up all across the country because children still can't log on through no fault of their own. It may not just be a situation where the family has to choose between paying rent, buying food, or paying for internet service. The internet services that are being provided, they suck. Internet essentials, it really sucks. The hotspots that are being provided, that's okay, but a hotspot may only cover one child's device. If you have a home with 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 kids, one hotspot per household is not getting it. So a lot of things, one thing I can say about the National Parents Union, 2 times already they have offered grant opportunities totaling more than $500,000 for those organizations or families that said, you know what, I'm going to try to create a learning pod, so that more of my children, more of our neighborhood children, more of our families can get together in a safe environment. We'll hire someone. They've applied for these grants and gotten the funds to help fund their program. And that's something the National Parents Union has done. When we've had these parents that have been part of these protests across the country demanding the opening up of schools, if there was something that they needed, if they needed help with some kind of sound equipment so they can be heard, if they needed help with getting people to and from with some form of transportation, the National Parents Union, if we heard about it and they let us know what the need was, we helped them out to make sure they got what they needed to help those families set that goal and be part of that action and do what they had to do to make their voices heard. If a family needs to be heard at a school board meeting and they're afraid to go there by themselves, if we're near, we're there with them. So that's what we're about. We help families out.
So just helping advocacy at a large scale, it sounds like. So outside of this event, the convening that you guys have in May, which by the way, you have limited Willy Wonka tickets, so make sure you reach out to her. What are other events that you guys have coming up? I know that, with the pandemic, some things have changed, but what are either other initiatives or events that you have coming up so that a parent like myself can say, you know what, I want to check this out. I want to go there because I want to give some suggestions. And I just kind of want to get a feel. You know, us as parents, we come across so many different organizations that say they are referral and linkages, but we want to make sure that we invest our energy in an organization that is full of action. So where can they go? You know, what's going on? Where's the action that they can come and you know, get that feedback from you guys?
We're currently in the planning phase of having regional representation. So I represent Pennsylvania. Another colleague of mine represents New Jersey. Another represents New York, and the fourth represents Massachusetts. We're considered the Northeast region. So it's to the point where if a parent says, "Hey, I want to be part of the National Parents Union. I want to sign up." Our goal will be to reach out to that person. If you decide to become part of the National Parents Union, you're not just going to be a name on a list. We're going to call, one of us is going to call you, welcome you, let you know about our meetings that are going to be coming up. Our plan is to provide resources every month, a meeting every month if necessary. Right now, virtually, of course, due to COVID, but we're going to provide, you know, virtual resources where we have meetings, workshops, and trainings for families. We're going to gauge the best time that everybody is available to give these resources out, to give these trainings, to have these conversations, because a lot of things come up. There could be something, somebody could be thinking about something right now. And if they're like me, once this call is over, I'll be like, oh, I meant to ask about that. Or, oh, I meant to say that. You'll always have someone you can reach back to. You'll always say, hey, I'm in Philly, I'm in Pennsylvania. I know there's a delegate here. Let me reach out to her. And if I'm not available, my colleague in New Jersey will be right there to pick up the slack for any reason, and vice versa. There will always be someone that'll be able to get back to you. We have families that reach out on a daily basis, and there's a team of folks that get back to them. We don't just leave everybody just flapping in the wing, wondering when they're going to get responded to and when they're going to get some kind of help or advice or tips.
And do you guys have any associations or affiliations specifically with the local area schools? Like, do you have a plug in what, you know, the neighborhood school or the charter schools?
We formed some alliances. So for any organization, whether it be a school, public, private, charter, or any nonprofit organization or private organization is interested in parent advocacy, they can become a member. They can become an individual member or an organizational member. We just acquired a membership and affiliation with the National Unidos organization, which I know Concilio is part of that umbrella. So I'm going to be reaching out to you guys and be like, come on. I need you guys to also be members.
Bring us on, bring us on.
Absolutely.
You know,
So
we're a village.
Absolutely. We want as many people as possible because there's something very different in being able to say, yes, I'm a parent. I'm Janessa. I have my children and I have a concern, because I don't call anything a problem. I always just call it a concern or an opportunity for improvement. I have a concern about something going on in my child's school, and I've gone through the chain of command and no one's listening to me. The next time something comes up, it's not just going to be you. It may be you and me. It may be you, me, and the Northeast region delegate saying, "Hey, we're backing this parent up. We are part of the National Parents Union, and we're going to help her get her needs met." If absolutely, if it's something that your children are entitled to get and they have been deprived of, if it is something that you have spoken to the teacher, the counselor, the principal, you've gone to your school board and it's not being answered and it's a right your children are supposed to have, we're going to fight there with you. Absolutely, all the way.
Can I ask you a question? Just jump
Sure.
in here. Is as you're a Pennsylvania delegate, are there issues? I know regionally, each region sometimes has different issues that are a major topic. Is there any like one consensus of issues that are like a major issue that you guys have tried to tackle over the last or maybe during this COVID crisis?
I can actually say happily, and this is something that can be researched and proven, the National Parents Union submitted something to our current president and vice president as far as changing education across the country. And
Okay.
they have used things that we have suggested to be
Awesome.
part of their educational plan. So we realize that we are being listened to. And that is what we want to make sure people know, that when people gather and organize and get together
Right.
and plan and submit information, you do get listened to. And that is what we want everyone, every parent and every guardian to feel empowered by doing. Every parent, every guardian, every person that's in charge of making sure a child goes to school, if you need help, if you just need a little bit of guidance, because not everybody is an extrovert. Not everybody is the kind of person that can just come on someone's video call and talk. Not everyone can just get up in front of a school board meeting and talk. A person may even feel nervous in just reaching out to a child's teacher. I mean, I'm currently working in a school district as a school secretary. I get calls on a daily from parents that they just are too timid. They're not used to that, having to talk to someone about their concerns, or they still may be feeling some kind of, negative memory from when they were going to school.
Right,
So
right.
they may feel a little bit apprehensive about reaching out to someone. And I'm on the phone daily saying, I had a parent call me today saying, Miss Gertie, I don't know what to do to get my son to stay focused during the time he's supposed to be online. So I always ask parents certain questions. I say, Dad, do you have them in their bedroom? Are they sitting on their bed? Are they sitting on a sofa? He's like, yeah. If you had to sit on your bed or on your sofa for an extended period of time, what's going to happen, Dad? And he just thought about it. I said, they're going to fall asleep. So if anything, try to put them in a space, if you can, where they're not too comfortable. Sit them in the kitchen. Just get a card table and a chair and sit them somewhere where there's no TV on, if it can be possible. There's no music on. There's no video game next to them to tempt them to get on there and get on the video game instead of listening to their teacher. Try to put things in place so that they're not distracted or too comfortable they're going to fall asleep. It's happened to me. I hate working from home because if I sit on my sofa, it's a wrap.
Everybody knows I prefer to be in the office too. So basically, you heard it from Maritza. Treat them like an auditor. We laugh when auditors come to the office, and it's like put them in the most uncomfortable space. So treat them like an auditor. So, we are going to wrap up this segment with you, Maritza. Thank you so much. I'm sure we could have 3 hours with you with all of the services that you guys are providing. I actually took a little bit of notes. And I made myself a little acronym, OFI, Opportunity for Improvement. I really love that you said that is the goal. There is never any problems. There's always opportunity for improvement. And I feel like that is a perfect segue for us to go into our next speakers. Thank you so much, everyone. Maritza, all her information is there. If you want to get one of those Willy Wonka tickets that she's talking about that's so limited, please reach out to her. And being a parent, that never ends, right? There is no start and end time, and there is no manual. So working with people like Maritza and the rest of the union, they really will help us to advocate for the things that we know and the things that we don't know, right? And that's the importance. We need that advocacy, and we need people that are going to be standing next to us as we need opportunity for improvement. So thank you so much, Maritza.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
Bye. So Daryl, now it's your turn. Now it's your turn to put people in the hot seat. Why don't you introduce our next 2 guests? And you have 2, so it's a double whammy.
2 guests. All right, so I do want to thank both of them for joining on. We worked together for many years in various capacities. I would like to introduce Ms. Dion Showell and Mr. Lorenzo Shedrick.
Hello. Hey, guys.
Hi, how are you all?
All right, so first, let me start off by, I had to acknowledge, let me wish Ms. Showell a happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Happy 25th birthday. I just wanted to make sure I put that plug in there. So let me start with you, Ms. Showell. Could you tell me a little bit about your role at DHS?
Sure. So I am the Director of Intervention and Resource Development. And so that covers like an umbrella of course, the intervention services and resource development. QPI, which is the Quality Parenting Initiative, lives under within our unit. So because we're here for QPI, I'll just give you a little bit of background as to what QPI is, some of the core components, and then we can kind of go from an organic conversation from there. So QPI is an approach and or a strategy to kind of strengthen the foster care by refocusing the excellent parenting for all children that are in care. So we're trying to improve and enhance bio relationships, resource parent relationships, as well as developing and sharing result-based solutions as far as advocating, implementing practices and policies to change across the welfare system. So the core we have to kind of address those and kind of support that is the building relationships component. We all understand that with bio parents, resource parents, we kind of have to dispel the disconnect between the relationships. Historically, there's been idea where resource parents and bio parents should be separate because of why the kid came in the system. We're trying to reshape that message and reshape that thought process by ensuring that that's a collaborative effort. as a resource parent, we're going to encourage you to support the family as in its entirety. So not just the youth and supporting the youth, but also being a model for the bio parent, bio family, whoever the caregiver origin is. So we kind of want to dispel what was historically known and kind of reintroduce the idea and the concept. And by doing that, QPI offers a forum where all stakeholders are involved. So when I say all stakeholders, I'm talking about resource parents, youth, bio parents, legal, DHS, CUA representation, provider representation. When I mean providers, the foster care agencies or the resource parent agencies. So getting them all in one forum, having these open discussions and transparent discussions about what's needed. So that's a unique forum for QPI because if you think about most entities have separate agencies. I mean, separate meetings. So you know, the lawyers are meeting in one capacity, DHS is meeting in another capacity, and so forth. QPI brings everyone together. The voices are very, very important, and we want to hear from our youth. We want to hear from our resource parents. We want to hear from our bio parents, and that kind of shapes how we move and what we do and what we implement. So that's QPI in a core, but of course we can go in more detail as to what we have and what we offer. But I just wanted to lay that foundation as to why QPI is so unique and why we're promoting it, because everyone is there. Everyone can have a voice, and we really exercise that voice and put that in practice and policy. So we're excited to talk about QPI today. So thanks for having us again.
Well, and Mr. Shedrick, I've been part of a couple of your groups. I know you facilitate them. How often are these groups held, and what's usually the ratio of foster parents to resource parents to providers to DHS?
So the meetings are held quarterly, so once every 3 months, and typically on the fourth Tuesday, whichever month they're held. But as far as the ratio goes, I feel like we have a good mix of everybody. We have a fair share of provider representation, parent representation, bio parents. We're really pushing to mesh our CUA partners a lot more in our mission. But we have a good mix of everyone, all partners involved in the system.
And how is it? Do you find it difficult to? Because I know sometimes when you come into the table and you got a lot of different, you got the professionals, you got the bio parents. Is it hard to try to find that happy medium between all the parties?
I haven't found it hard. I'm sure Dion can probably speak to it. When we come here, we typically everybody's eager to get the issues on the table. Everybody's eager to have their issue heard and it's received well from by everybody at the table. So I haven't found it hard. Just the hardest part is discussing all of the issues that can become but they're not hard to discuss.
Right, it's definitely a common place for everybody to kind of is open. It's very transparent. So there is a safe space to have these discussions. I think everybody comes with respect. So I don't think it's an issue with having those conversations and a dialogue with respect factor being in place. And everybody understands that there are barriers and challenges, and we are open to with that forum. It's a safe space to have those conversations. And even on top of the quarterly meetings, we also have 3 different work groups that are working on building relationships, training, and also communication and information sharing, which also have those same core people in those work groups that are working through what is discussed during a quarterly meeting. We meet more frequently than quarterly because we have those work groups that are also working in the background to address the concerns that are discussed during the quarterly meetings.
Okay, so let's shift the topic a little bit. I know we have to meet quarterly as a local chapter, but I know there's also the national conference that we have. So the last one I recall was in 2019, which was actually here in Philadelphia. I believe it was at the Lowe's Hotel. And so that, and you know what? Now that I think about it, the last time I actually saw you face to face, Dion, you had came to my office when I was with another provider, and you had shared with me that the conference was going to be in San Diego, and I was so looking forward to it. I had my, but I think the COVID had wiped out everything, so had to go to a virtual conference. When is the conference, the national conference this year? What are the dates? Any specific topics that are coming up? Any guest speakers? You can speak to that a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So we just have gotten correspondence about the national conference, which is going to be May 24th through the 27th. The registration is now open. I did not get an opportunity to see who would be featured, so want to be discussed, but the information as far as when the conference is held, but there it is. So, so we have somebody from a Parenting Quality Initiative that just put something up there. I can kind of see the dialogue. But so May 24th through the 27th is the conference. And if you go onto the national website and Google it or get the information, we can always share the information. It will be coming up and we are excited. And the conference that was last year did kind of go from San Diego to virtual, which was an amazing conference. It was highly anticipated. It was better. So I encourage you all, if you are interested in joining and signing up, I would encourage you to do that. Although it is virtual, you still kind of want to ensure that you can tend to everyone that's involved. So I think they still have certain slots, certain saved for a certain number of people, but I could be wrong. We could have grown from that. So
if I can just jump in really fast, I know that when we had Maritza tell us the services that they're providing, she was saying that it's open to everyone. And just for some of our listeners out there that might not understand specifically, and you're talking about the conference, the quarterly meetings, who are able to join and attend the QPI, the Quality Parenting Initiative?
Sure. So we encourage resource parents, either former or currently active, because I think resource parents as an entirety, their voice is very important. We also encourage youth that have experience in the foster care system because their voice is very intricate. We want to know and hear from them. So even if youth have aged out, we encourage them, youth that are currently in the system, who of course is age appropriate to attend those meetings, to kind of have those conversations. We encourage those youth to have that, to play an intricate role and kind of join our meetings, as well as the bio parents. We want all bio parents who have gone through the child welfare system, experience what was going on, and share their stories to kind of help shape and navigate the direction that we're going in, as well as stakeholders and community members who are in, who kind of understands the child welfare system and kind of can offer some insight. And that can go from judges and CUA case managers, DHS workers, provider agency workers, and the list goes on. We have child advocates that join the conversation. We have people that are in dual roles who are resource parents, but are also legal representation in another capacity. So those who just who have insight and input that can kind of help shape with the child welfare system, the direction we're going in, who have experience, we encourage them all to come to the meetings to kind of offer their input and insight and share their stories.
Thank you. And for our audience that may not know, resource parent, that term, that is a more formal term that is used now for foster parents, right? So we no longer are saying foster parents, we're saying resource parents. And when you say bio parents, you mean the biological parents to those children that are now in the resource parents' care, right?
Yes, and family of origin, actually. So I want to correct that. Not just bio parents, but just family of origin. Those individuals who are familiar with the youth and know who their youth is, just the family of origin. Bio parents is a term that we use interchangeably, but we're trying to shift from that to say families of origin, because it doesn't necessarily mean bio parents. So
okay, awesome.
Just one other final follow-up question. I know that your department does a lot with recruitment and assisting the agencies with those recruitment efforts. And I know, with this age of COVID, it's just been very difficult to recruit as actively. There's been some stress, some positives and some negatives. Does the department, I know you guys usually have like an annual foster parent recruitment event or one of the either local networks. Do any plan for that moving forward in upcoming?
You're talking about the phone-a-thon that we had in the past?
Phone-a-thon, usually that's on, yeah.
Right. So we didn't have a conversation about to do anything in regards to virtual. So that's a conversation that we'll definitely need to have with our communications department as we work through trying to navigate what recruitment now looks like virtually. We're working with all our providers to kind of guide them into having recruiting successfully doing a virtual platform. So with that being said, and trying to have a lot of different individuals get on board with the virtual concepts, we'll then have conversations with our communication department as to what we need to do in a national or a more global sense to kind of get those individuals together to have like something similar to a phone-a-thon. I know we talked about summits for resource parents, trying to have something similar to the phone-a-thon, but we do know that in-person impact is different versus the virtual. So we want to figure out the most effective way. So we're in conversation with our communication department to figure out exactly what we can do the most effective way to kind of get that recruitment, that volume high. So yeah, there will be something.
Well, I want to thank our both of our guests for joining us this evening. If you are interested in being a resource parent, you can go to Concilio's website and register there. And then if you're looking, if you're not within the Concilio community, you can go to DHS website and they have a list of other provider agencies in which you can it will connect you with. Going back to my co-host, Ms. Rivera.
Yeah, so thank you. I just want to say thank you to Lorenzo and Dion. Thank you for being our guests. This time goes by so fast, so the more guests we have, the less time that we have. But, everybody zoomed out and they're cybered out. So we try to keep these quick, brief, say just enough that needs to be said, have all the information scrolling. And hopefully if anyone is interested in any of the conferences, additional resources or meetings, they'll either reach out to us or reach out to the information you have provided. And whoever you guys have given the QPI plugs in the comments, they did their job, okay? Because they were given all the things. So we appreciate it. Thank you, guys. So there we go. A couple of more plugs, right? So, Daryl, these 30 minutes go by fast. And I think we're a little over the 30 minutes, but they go by so fast. The thing is, being, as I say, the godparent to the community, right? We're the community hub. We always have all these different things that we want to make sure that we're relaying to the community, relaying to the stakeholders. And we have so many partners that we work with. So it's so important that even though we only have 30 minutes to really give our spiel, that we bring on our partners and other community stakeholders and organizations to say, hey, what are you guys doing to make sure that we fill the gap in the community and fill the need? And how are you partnering with Concilio? And how can Concilio partner with you? And what can be done, right? So I totally appreciate our guests from today. I have a couple announcements. I know Daryl has a couple announcements as we wrap it up. So as you guys know, this is another episode down, episode number 6. I thank Daryl for being part of this episode. And episode number 7 will be coming up in April. Our theme for episode number 7 will be child abuse awareness. We will be having PCA, Philadelphia Children Alliance, as our guest. And that episode will air and will be live on Thursday, the 22nd of April, and same place, same time. The link will be available on Facebook, and we will be starting at 6 o'clock. We also have a bingo professional mixer. We are doing it as a charity and a fundraiser that's happening April 13th. Please sign up. You can go to our website and go under the events tag, and you'll be able to purchase your tickets there. So all of the proceeds go to charitable cause. And this is going to be a professional mixer. And guess what? We have prizes. We're actually going to have good prizes, right? We have prizes from Boricua Restaurant. We have a package from Tito's Vodka. We even have the oil change and a diagnostic check from a local mechanic. We have gym memberships. We have a couple of gift cards. So we have some good prizes. I'm actually going to buy a ticket, see if I can win a little something, right? Daryl's department, the Victim Witness Services, they have their Love and Resilience Walk that is coming April 24th. It will be from 9 to 12. So make sure you save the day. We will be having some information in a flyer out if you're interested in registering. So in April, we celebrate the month of it's prevention of violence, right? Violence Prevention Week. So these are one of the events that we're going to be hosting through Concilio with the team. It's called the Love and Resilience Walk. We have a lot of cool swag that's coming out. Everyone that's in the program has all their great ideas of how we're going to kick this up again So look out for that flyer so you can register on Saturday, the 24th from 9 a.m. to 12. We also have a golfing event that we will be doing in July. So look out for information for that too. It will be on July 14th, and we will be having the golfing event at the golf club in Juniata, right? So I didn't even know that we had a golfing, event or a golfing location in Juniata Park. So that was news to me. So I'm very, very excited that we're going to be having an event in our backyard, basically, right? And I know everybody has been dying to know, is Concilio going to go back, and are we going to do our cultural summer series? Yes, we are. We brought the beat back for 2021. We took a break on 2020. And for 2021, we are coming back. We're going to be doing a slew of events throughout the summer, kicking it off in May. And we're going to be ending it all the way from May all the way through October. Okay, so we have a whole bunch of things coming up. So we will be posting it on our website, our social media. We'll be having flyers coming up for all the different events. I know everybody, they always say to me, hey, what's up with the Puerto Rican Festival? What's going on with the fiesta? So we'll have all of those answers for you shortly. And Daryl, I know you have a couple of announcements, right?
Yes, I just want to continue to highlight, as you mentioned, the walk, which is scheduled, I believe, for April the 24th. With the location will be coming shortly on our website. Also, our parenting collaborative is ending. We did it on our last 3 months. So if anybody's interested in taking a parenting class, just to refresh your, your skills and abilities to be a better parent. Nobody's questioning your parenting abilities now, but you can always get a little bit better and, look at things from a different perspective. So we do have that. I believe we'll probably have one or two more classes before the end of our fiscal year. And then lastly, it's a impassioned plea as we need additional resource parents. We have a lot of children who still are in need of care throughout not just the Philadelphia region, but some of the other counties in which we serve here in Philadelphia. So anybody's interested, please go to the Concilio website, and the link is there to register to become a resource parent, not a foster parent, a resource parent.
A resource parent. We're going to get the terminology right. Thank you for that. And as Daryl mentioned, right, it's not about perfection, it's about progression. And as Maritza mentioned, opportunity for improvement. So I think we gave a whole bunch of information today for the National Parenting Awareness Month. I appreciate you, Daryl, for being my co-host. I appreciate all of our guests, Maritza from NPU, National Parenting Union, and Dion and Lorenzo from DHS, representing the Quality Parenting Initiative, QPI. So thank you so much, guys. We will see you next month. Same place, same time. Bye.